We're going to open the redevelopment commission meeting. Joanne, you want to do the roll call, please?
Mayor
Present.
Grant? Oh, shoot, it was the wrong one. Yes, Mayor Grant,
Present.
Cindy Mason,
Present.
Haley Carnahan.
Present.
Chris Taylor, Tim Kimple,
Present.
Sharon Nagel,
Present.
Jeff Crane.
Here.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Joanne's passed out the minutes from the last meeting. If you can all just take a minute to look those over.
I think it looked right. I make a
I got
motion.
Brian Stump's name corrected.
Thank you. No, I make a motion to approve the minutes from April 13th.
I'll second that.
Okay, moved and seconded to approve the minutes of April 13th. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed? Okay, done. Old business. Well, we just had, like
Kaylee.
like Kaylee said, we had Brian Stump here again from HWC Engineering, and we went over the Unified Development Ordinance Plan. It was a steering committee meeting to go over our ordinances to get them all up to speed. They've got the expertise to do them, and we're taking advantage of that. In here it's got that Brian is presented and discussed the Cable One lane and how that development's going to go. It was just a general presentation. It was moved that we move ahead on that. We still do not have updates on that yet. So when Brian said he has talked to Mark Little.
Yep.
And he will be sending us information that we can share. As soon as we get it, we'll share. Okay, is there any other old business that we need to address?
I don't think so.
I have a situation where people are actually using the property back there, and kids are using little dirt bikes or roll bikes with the roll bars over them and being out there. And I went in, I said, "What are you doing?" And they said, "Well, she's riding up and down this property." And I said, "But this isn't your property. We're liable for if anybody would get hurt out there. And I think you need to be aware of that. And I want to know what you think we should be doing about that."
I think the first step is just put up some no trespassing
Yep,
signs.
I was gonna say a sign.
I don't want anybody to get hurt, and
That's when I ask, where do they live? And I go talk to their parents.
no, this was the parents.
Oh, this was the parents.
Well, it's been pretty casual for years and years. People have walked back there. People have cut through with golf carts. It's more of a just letting people know maybe what they can and can't do on that property now versus what it used to be. Because it used to be, even though somebody owned it, it was not, it just wasn't.
I'm concerned. Put up some no trespassing signs out there. I got some home. I can go out there and put some in.
Well, it's hard when something's been one way for so many years, and then
Right.
You're coming in and changing. And I just said,
I have a question.
Sure.
Yeah, well, I was told last night I was trespassing by a neighbor, and I walked through there to get up to Gulf Ridge. So is that what you're talking about? We can't cut through there anymore to get up to the Gulf Ridge addition?
Or I guess what has changed that you can't walk through that area anymore versus what we were doing? What has changed?
I think I ran into the people you maybe had just talked to a while later, and as I'm walking through there like I do every day, they're like, "Hey, you're trespassing," and
That was privately owned before. And I don't think they were seen really a whole lot about it. Redevelopment Commission, we purchased that with the intent of putting some housing back here, not apartments, not Section 8, nice housing. So that's what's changed. Did we go out publicly and say, hey, we bought this? No, but that's something that's been going on for the last year, 6-9 months.
I'm going to be honest with you. I don't disagree to an extent, somewhat. However, I don't think, I'm going to be honest with you, you're not going to keep people from going
No.
back there. I'm just going to tell you that right now.
And
just
I'll
not-
say
it's just
this,
not
I
gonna
can see
happen.
walking and so forth.
Well, I'm going to say like the
It's
walking,
the
I don't, the
difference.
walking, I think the golf carts,
Motorized.
well, I think you're going to have a problem with golf carts.
Yep.
So I think you're,
Oh, I didn't even consider them motorized.
Well,
I
our
could-
golf carts come through the golf ridge, come through there. to get
Yeah.
to the
I
golf
know,
course.
I know.
Yeah.
I don't know if we can limit it to,
And what
kids
you
that are
saw last
5.
night, those people don't live there.
No.
They live in the top neighborhood, the David Drive neighborhood.
and I will be honest, I just to be fair, because I think it's the right thing to say, because I don't think my son has also been back there on his dirt bike. I will say that. I don't think that I'm,
My kiddos go back there. on
Yeah,
their
so-
bikes.
yeah.
It's-
so yeah, and they ride their bikes back there. So
What if a sign that's just saying you?
Basically,
take on
we
your
put
own
up no
liability?
trespassing
Yeah,
signs. If
yeah.
somebody walks
Just-
through
just
there,
to- Yeah.
and
If
gets
you get
injured,
hurt, it's
it's
your own
gonna,
liability.
it's gonna help mitigate our loss.
I do have one more question just for clarification for me. So if this is bought by Attica, is what I'm assuming?
Not by the city, by the
By
redevelopment
the
commission.
Okay,
It's not a.
It's already owned
Yeah, it's already owned.
by the redevelopment.
okay,
I
I know
knew
it's
people
kind of
were
hard to
using it for the golf carts last year, and I didn't see anything wrong with that, and I
what'd
didn't
you say? I didn't hear you say.
I said I didn't see anything wrong with people using it last year with the golf carts just going straight through or walking. But when I see a child up there,
Sharon had a good idea about putting a liability sign.
Yeah, just say, I can't think of the terminology, but we've all read these signs somewhere
it's like they
saying
put on like, when they have a trampoline or whatever, you're
Exactly.
liable, you're on your own.
you're on your own, basically.
Well, at the baseball field, they have them at the baseball field.
Right.
They've
Why not
got,
put a sign up like that? So then you got yourself covered.
Maybe consult the attorney and see what their advice is for signage.
Right. I think it's a good idea.
I think it's a good start. I mean, just putting up some no trespassing.
we can do
'Cause
that.
nobody
It's not to
knows.
be punitive, it's just like I
Well,
went around once and I thought, this child is like this big and it's.
That's not normal. That was a recent development, I think, over the weekend with that dune buggy or whatever that little.
I've never
was.
seen that. I've not seen that
Well,
down there.
and the guy that lives there said, they came in and they're visiting, and I just said, well, let's go out here and drive up and down this golf cart lane, and I'm saying, but that's not your responsibility to do that. You don't own the property. It'd be like me saying, well, go over there in Roger's yard and drive up and down his yard. It's, yeah.
Well, and
I
honestly,
just-
once it's developed and there's houses
It's not
back there,
gonna
and
go
there's
away.
roads back there,
Yeah.
there is going to be, it's gonna be a public road
Right.
that goes back there, so it wouldn't be any different than any other city street at that point.
Right,
in time.
when there's a street there, but
Well, the appearance will change at that point. The
Yeah.
appearance will change.
Yes,
It's like now,
it's not
it
an
looks,
empty lot anymore.
it looks completely,
Yeah.
vacated or whatever. And growing up there, we used to play baseball back there. We used to ride motorcycles back there, camp,
tell me.
campfires.
Oh,
And we're doing
yeah.
it on someone else's property.
Jeff.
This has been 50 years ago. I think I passed the statute of limitations, hopefully.
But Jeff, this is recorded, so.
Yeah.
Where it is now.
There's a study being done. There's no set thing in place. That's why we're having this firm come up and say, this is the best way to get back there. I'm not saying the way you get back there now is it. We are looking at,
I'm just wondering,
We're
I'm
trying
more
to
worried
watch out
about
for our
like the
kiddos.
kids and stuff
There's
like
not sidewalks, so the
Yeah.
road is primarily where they are.
Yeah.
If they wanna ride a bike or do anything outside, unless they're in their yard,
And I have,
And so
Yeah,
I do
Kaylee
have
Yeah.
a little bit of a.
Yep.
We do.
And I will say this, we're looking at this systematically. We're having a third party come in, this is what they do, look at developments. What is gonna be best suited back here? And I'm gonna say it again, there's not gonna be any apartments, there's not gonna be any Section 8 housing out there.
I don't think that, I think from, okay, I'm talking from a standpoint of somebody that lives there. This is for them. It's not about necessarily who's back there. It's about if you have 10, let's say you've got 10 places to live, that's possibly 20 cars that you've now put through 2 additions. And we have all little kids in that addition now
I understand
And-
that completely.
with no sidewalks.
And that is something to be looked at.
And that will be looked at. You know, that's what's gonna come out of that feasibility.
It's looking at a traffic loop, as they call it. And they're looking at different entry points. That's part of the reason why they got with Mark Little to look at that, see if we can go, if there's a possibility there. So it's just not like we decide we're gonna buy this and we're gonna put houses back here. We're trying to do our due diligence and take every step to do that. And I'll say this, I appreciate you guys coming in because that means something. You guys are noticing something back here besides getting stopped for trespassing. But what I'm saying, you're noticing something out there and us as a group, we're just not shooting it in the dark. So, and if you guys have ideas or suggestions, yeah, oh, no, I'm not, no. I've used that with my golf cart.
And I mean, in Kyle and I's standpoint, we're trying to make sure that our children are gonna be, safe in that
Safe,
area.
yeah.
And I am worried about traffic, with no sidewalks. So I wanna hear ideas. I wanna hear what people are doing
And right now, you know, we don't know yet. And so we're gonna go with the best plan. And at that time, there'll be public meetings and say, this is what we're looking at. So everybody will know.
And
This
do
is
you
what-
have like an estimate on when you're thinking that would be, or do you not know that?
I was questioning the guy tonight, when, you know, do you have any information yet? No, I don't have it. I'll be sending you stuff. You know, just said that he's made the contacts. So we will keep people informed.
I will personally make sure that you're
That would be
informed.
great. Thank you.
Because I do think it's important. Like I said, take me off this committee for a second. Because I live right there, and I think nobody's stopping progress. It's just what's the safest
I'm
thing
just
Right.
for all of us that live
I
there.
bought a home in
Yeah,
that area to make sure that we didn't have a whole lot of traffic, and so I am making sure that we are not gonna have a whole lot of traffic, or I do not want to live.
Your
Mhm.
concerns are being heard, definitely.
Yeah.
I can assure you, you will be, and it'll be in the future as well. I mean, we all
And that's
kind
why
of
we
have
have to
interest
discuss.
in that area.
Yeah, as long as it's
Yeah.
public and we can, I wanna be able.
And that's part of the
I'm
reason why
hearing
we-
what I'm supposed to be hearing.
That's part of the reason why getting a third party come in and look, HWC,
Yeah.
let them do that. That's what they do. And you ask for a timetable. I mean, we're looking at a good year for them just to put together things. And then you're talking another 2 to 3 years. So
Your
potentially,
kids will be out of college by
Yeah.
Yeah, they're gonna be driving, so they won't be that.
So-
But my kids won't
That'll
be.
be a whole different world.
well, you gotta live.
So when you develop this, you have that tree line that's back here that separates that property from the field.
Don't know.
Don't know.
Okay, well, the only reason I'm asking is I've heard that field has been put up for the solar panels, has been put in the program for that.
That's false.
It is false, okay,
Trying to
that
get
was one of my worries.
That's
is if they
been
tear that
reserved
tree
for
line out.
housing out there, that entire area around the golf course.
I heard
That's
that,
been
and then I
reserved
heard
for
he
housing.
took it out and was going to do it into solar panels. That's why I'm just trying
And the
to figure
zoning
it
board
out.
hasn't approved anything
Yeah.
like that.
Okay.
That's purely conjecture and rumor on somebody's part.
Okay, I just was making
Well,
sure,
and it's-
I don't wanna see, I mean, houses are one thing, nice houses, I'm okay with that, I don't wanna see a tree line be taken out, and then you just, if they were to do solar panels, all you see is solar panels behind you.
So it's good that you came tonight so
Yeah.
we could, you know,
Dispel rumors.
dispel rumors because people too often say things that they really don't know.
Yes.
And so, yeah. Yeah.
Could you have some intentional moves where you could actually put like the orange fence, you know, the plastic flexible fence, where you could actually put a walkway through the property so that if people are moving through there, then you have an intentional, walkway where you could actually kind of limit the
Where
access
they
to
go,
the property.
yeah.
Instead of putting up no trespassing signs that nobody's gonna pay attention to. Because if they've been out there since Jeff's been out there, then it's probably not gonna change. But if you put a fence, kind of a makeshift fence out there to allow people to pass back and forth, might not be too expensive, but control the liability.
Well, we can talk to the attorney and see
Yeah.
which way. We'll look at
I mean,
anything.
I think if you
Designate
put
a walkway
if you
You're
designate
assuming
a
liability.
walkway, you're saying, yes, you can come on this property.
and you're assuming liability.
And now you're assuming that liability, where if you have no trespassing signs, if somebody goes in there and they disregard the no trespassing sign and they get hurt, it's on them at that point in time. That's my thought anyway, and I'm not an attorney.
I think, I don't think that I'm just gonna say this, you're not gonna keep anybody off that property.
Oh,
I'm not saying, because I'm saying that as in like, you're gonna put a no trespassing sign up, you're not gonna keep the
Well,
people that are
it-
driving.
That's not the.
that's not the
idea.
purpose of, the
Liability.
purpose is to
Then put a
mitigate.
liability sign up.
Well, and
Yeah,
that's,
liability
that's why I
sign,
say,
yes.
we'll talk to Jed about it.
We're just mitigating our,
Judd
exposure.
needs to tell us what the verbiage of the sign needs to be.
Got
If it's no trespassing, yes, you and I know somebody's probably gonna disregard that,
Well,
but then it's on them
That's what I'm wondering.
at that point in time.
Right.
If they disregard it. Because, hey, you got hurt down there riding your bike, or you walked through there and you tripped and busted your knee. You walked right past this sign. Now whose fault is it?
Well, I don't think that keeps the city from not having a liability. I think that the city will still get named in a lawsuit.
And
They're gonna
you're
get named no matter what, but,
you know how that goes.
but it mitigates your liability.
So that's why we have attorneys.
That's the reason why if you go to a lot of your school corporations and athletic facilities, they got a big sign up there. Is that gonna stop from them being sued? No, but that just mitigate their exposure because they made them aware, you're responsible. Same things in no trespassing.
You're not supposed to
sign.
be here.
so are we all comfortable with running this by Jed?
Yep.
and
Yep.
Coming up?
Is
Yep.
this considered Attica property?
No,
No.
It's the redevelopment commission property.
So see, it's
the
really
city of
not
Attica does
You
not
mean in
own
the
that.
city, within the
The
confines?
property that is.
Cable One.
It's not city owned. It is within the city limits.
I see that. I was just, when I look at it, it says the Attica redevelopment committee. I didn't know if
Which
that
is
was.
what this
Commission.
is right
Okay,
here.
I didn't know if it was owned by Attica.
City of Attica does not own it.
Okay.
Speaking of the property though, do you want it mowed again?
I think
The-
so. I
the-
think it's our
I
responsibility
think
to
the
mow
neighbors
it.
that live up there aren't gonna be happy. if
Well,
it's not mowed.
I guess the person that mowed it last year contacted me to see if they needed to mow it again, and I said I would bring it up.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
When would you like it mowed?
Yesterday.
I mean, but I will just say, I also
Who
want to
is
remind
it,
you,
Kaylee?
it's the guy out of Petersburg,
Okay.
last name Brewer.
He has a certain charge.
He's got,
that
he
charge-
was, yeah, it was the same amount from last year.
Whenever he can,
Well, no, but my question is, just to remember, we're only
We mowed it
supposed, we only
twice
have to
last
mow it twice. So I don't remember when we mowed it the first time last year.
It was late.
It was late.
It was
Because
late.
People were complaining. I'm
Yeah.
thinking maybe
So if you want
July.
it
but
now,
hold on for, how high is the grass back there?
Close to these guys,
Yeah.
it's their name.
Hey, if it's high, maybe they won't ride their bikes.
Yes.
there.
Yes.
Okay, so I do have a question on that mowing.
Mhm.
So if I don't mow my yard and let it get so high, the city will come in and mow it.
You also,
And charge you.
and charge
They
you.
charge me, yes. So my question is gonna be, shouldn't that have to be held to the same standards and be mowed, keep it kept pretty nice?
I think that's reasonable.
Zoning maybe.
Yeah,
You know, what I mean, that,
Zoning.
I'm thinking of like, especially like where Crane's mom lives and the people back there, the bugs. They're not gonna be able to enjoy their backyard this summer because the bugs are gonna be.
I
they
don't know if it
can't.
was ever mowed
It
before,
was,
was it?
they
It
just
was-
mowed it with a bush hog,
Yeah.
just like.
Right.
He came, Mr. Kraft came to the city council, I believe. It was city council last year, I believe. Was it
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
last
we've
year?
only
Or
owned
the
it
year
since
before.
June of, we've only owned it since June of.
So maybe even the year before
25.
that, and he had asked if the people that originally owned it the two gentlemen, when it was up for sale, they had asked for it to not be able to be mowed as often.
But I'm just thinking as me as a homeowner, I have to maintain my yard, keep it mowed, keep
Yep.
it looking nice.
I agree
You
with
guys
that.
as a property owner, I feel like would have to do the same thing.
I agree,
So,
110% with you.
Yeah,
Everybody who's in the city limits of Attica,
yes.
we have ordinances.
Yeah.
And you have to follow them. And just because the redevelopment commission has it, we need to follow it too. So,
Zone differently, does that make? any
Well, I
difference?
wondered too.
I mean,
everybody
my,
has
my
to
house, your
residential, I
house
wouldn't
is, and
think.
I'll play the devil's advocate.
Yeah.
Our houses are in a residential
Yep.
neighborhood. You've got a neighbor on this side, you got a neighbor on this side. This has been a field for
Yeah.
50 years, 60 years.
And it's not
Do we
residential,
really
so-
want to manicure it like you keep your yard or I keep my yard at this point in time? Now, there's going to be houses built back there and there's going to be roads put in and it's going to be developed. At that point in time, absolutely.
Right.
But do we really want to keep a place that's
Field.
not even zoned R1 yet?
why is it
As-
zoned?
Huh?
That's what I'm wondering is because how it's zoned, does that make a difference? And then
I
Katie, what
don't-
does it cost per mow? Isn't it like $800?
It's $800 per mow.
It's $800
It's
a mow.
already, but it is already zoned R1. That was
Did we get it?
it was already zoned that. I feel like that's what Brian had said. It was already zoned that because we didn't ever have to change anything.
I thought it was suburban.
No, I'm pretty sure. it's
I'll say this, Lee, I agree with
I
what
can
you're saying, I do, but
I'm not arguing
Yeah,
against her.
I mean,
It's
but
not coming out
gets back
of my
to,
pocket, but
we got them and everybody has to follow, just like paying property taxes. You gotta pay your property tax. I hate paying it.
Unless it's city owned.
It
If you
is.
mowed it more often, it wouldn't be that 800, correct? It might still be.
It might be less.
In
I
that
could-
same
We
time.
don't know.
I mean, I'm not saying you have to mow it once a week.
Yeah,
I'm
maybe
just
every
thinking,
2 to 3 weeks, maybe.
Yeah.
I will say it is zoned R1.
Okay.
That was
Is it-
according back to the map. Yeah, that was according to the map in 2013. It was
Okay.
already zoned R1.
Would it be possible to check with this guy to see how often how much he charged monthly?
Sure.
To keep it maintained monthly? Is that reasonable?
The first
yeah, no,
we don't
I'm
have
just,
people to do
I just
that.
wondered if, yeah.
You know,
Hey,
The
I
bucks
know,
are
I know
bad.
very well what you're talking about.
Yeah, it is bad back there.
Yeah.
I don't.
Oh, believe me, there's plenty of, I'll just say this, like this afternoon, I had a developer come down here and look at Attica at a couple different places. And he just kind of shook his head. He's like, I see some of the same stuff I seen 3 years ago when I came down here.
If he could do
Yeah, I'm
200 a
not
month.
against.
No, I think it's
Would just
great.
be something
I'm all
you could-
for it.
I think it's great. I really do. I think,
250.
I'm glad that she spoke up and said yes, because everybody has to follow it. And I'll say this, I encourage you guys, if something's back here you don't agree with or something is, come up to the meetings and bring it to us. I'd rather see people do that. I
Can
mean,
you do it the first time?
So I
and see how
appreciate it
goes?
personally.
And
Mhm. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
and when, from what we're gonna talk to him, see how often he can mow it and,
then have them mow
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah.
And then let's see what the monthly plan is,
Okay.
you know, or
I'll when we're done here, I'll message him or I'll call him tonight.
Yeah, it may not cost $800.
that Jeff can start having parties back here again.
That's right.
S'mores.
Aching for that.
I've heard stories about those.
You know.
no property down, then check.
Can't
Okay.
confirm or deny.
That's right.
So go ahead and have him out now and then maybe get some prices for,
Yeah,
something like that. Okay. Yeah, I can do that.
I can see initially that it would cost more.
Cause it was out of hand at one first time.
It's getting out of hand now.
Yeah.
It's pretty high.
Well, then we need to get on it.
Yeah, I'll call him tonight.
So
Okay.
we're gonna check with Judd and he'll have
About signage.
information for us next meeting. Before then, are we
I
gonna?
can send out notices to you
Okay.
guys after we talk to him.
All right.
Or, I don't know, have you planned to talk to him or is Judd
I-
coming tonight or
No,
Mm-mm. No,
No, he's not.
Ingrid,
Ingrid's gonna be here? Okay.
I mean, I could reach out to Ingrid or we could, somebody could talk to Ingrid while we're here, while she's here. I will not be here.
But no, we won't wait a month to let you
Okay.
know.
Okay.
We'll come up with something. And I suppose that could go on, whatever we decide to do could go on our Facebook page or something that,
As far as.
or signage, we're gonna put signage up there that, using that will be at your own risk, that is, or whatever Judd says would be the best way of handling it.
Let's
Yeah, I
just
mean,
give
we can
Judd and
put
see
some-
what he says, what he recommends.
Yeah, I mean, we can.
So that way it would be out there for people to understand what's going on. Okay. So we have the annual spending plan for 2026. And there's money set aside for capital expenditures allowed in economic development. And it's been brought to my attention that there's property up there on the hill on 28 as you're near the church that might be for sale next to city property.
Oh.
And I
yeah,
don't
what
know
you're
if,
talking about.
the redevelopment commission thinks we want to tackle that, or do we want to wait and think
You're
about?
talking about on
our-
the same side as the,
It's the same side as the church on the other side of Ravine Park Boulevard. Carol Hutz owns the property.
Is it all the way to the whole corner? I
He
mean,
does not.
No.
The city owns the grassy area there. He
okay,
just owns
he just
the
owns the
house.
yellow house then.
Yeah.
As far as talking about that corridor that we talked about earlier, coming into town, what does our corridor look like?
Mhm.
That's really not a good look for us.
It's zoned
Currently.
commercial too, by the way, currently.
Just the
The
lot.
housing is?
The house,
The housing
lot,
there,
everything
yes.
right through there is.
Yeah,
Why?
my house is commercial.
It-
by the way.
well,
Oh,
Yeah,
that makes. I feel
yeah.
like that makes sense, but
Why
So-
would-
so
Because
that
it's on the
happens.
highway, I
Because
guess.
it's right on the highway,
That's-
That's what Jim and Myrna did
How it's always
a
been.
zillion years ago.
I
it
get,
says on here it's zone R1.
I
Am I
thought my
looking at the
map
wrong
said
thing?
it was commercial.
But I think that we can think about, do we want to tackle that?
What's he
And-
asking?
I don't know that we know that yet.
Okay.
I personally, this is my, I don't want to. Because I think we have a lot of other things that possible that this money needs to be wrapped up in. And I don't really want to take on another project when we need to focus on one and get it full. Yes, and that's just, I
That's
would
a
love
good
to hear
point.
your guys' points too.
I agree with that, Caleb, for the fact of, we've got this project that we're going on, we're just getting that off. And yes, the downtown is more the city of Attica, but I feel us as a redevelopment commission, that's where we can help the city in getting that developed. Because I know money's tight with the city on certain funding. So if we can use some of our funding to help promote that or help get that off the ground, I'd rather see money do that. And I think there's plenty of opportunities in the city of Attica that there's housing developers that will look at buying that from them. I mean, just like the one gentleman that has been putting up new houses here in town.
Right.
You're probably spitballing here. I'm guessing you're probably looking at, by the time you bought that house, tore it down, and you're probably looking at 100,000.
Yeah,
I don't
easily.
want to do that.
Yeah.
But I'm one vote, so.
Well, think about it. And we could always ask.
Now with that, the lot is probably gonna be worth, if that house wasn't sitting there, I've talked to Brian about this,
200,000 easily.
you're looking at a pretty good chunk of money to buy the lot.
Yeah.
Because that's a fairly good sized lot at that point in time.
I have to drive by there and look at it.
I can't.
I can't
I'm not sure
visualize
which lot
this.
it is
The
either.
yellow house up in, that,
I know
it's
You
in
can't see it
disrepair.
hardly
It's
because of
totally-
the,
Trees,
Oh.
there's trees all around it.
Did he approach the city about selling it, or did
He came to me here a couple of weeks ago because his assessment went through the roof.
oh, so-
Mm.
And I'm talking exponentially through the roof. And he says, I'm not gonna pay the taxes on this. He wanted to know if the city wanted to buy it. That was one of the locations that we were talking about for the ambulance originally, when we were just out spitballing, trying to find a place to
Right.
land that. And I mentioned that to him if he would be willing to part with it, and he remembered that. So he came and offered it, and I said, I don't think we're interested.
I'd still be curious what the price is, and I'd also be curious if he's not gonna pay his property taxes, that tells me
we get
something
on a
right
tax
there.
sale. Mhm.
I mean, not that that's a desirable thing, but
They
Something to think about. So
Okay, so that's just food for thought.
Yeah.
We had allocated a certain percentage of our TIF budget that can be used with the school as they develop economic development. And they've got some plans going on about modules and different agencies and businesses bringing in modules for junior high age kids, maybe that are thinking about being an electrician. And there'll be a module on that, and Duke Energy might support that. But there's different career things that they're going to be teaching. They're going to be teaching all the junior high age kids. And then when they get to be juniors and seniors, they can go into
apprenticeship.
apprenticeships.
Programs.
And there might even be, when they graduate from high school, the ability for them to go into a direct apprenticeship with maybe an electrician's union or
As soon as they're
whatever.
18, yeah.
So I just wanted you to be aware of that. I called Tom Pittman to see if we said, okay, yeah, we can help with that. We can maybe decide on a couple modules to make that come to fruition. If we have money left in that account, can we encumber it and use it next year, which would increase our budget for next year on the development at the school? And he said, yes, you can use, Tom said, yes, you can do that.
Yeah, because we weren't sure.
I'm-
We asked the utility, and they weren't sure, since the budgeting for the TIF is all brand new.
Yeah, it's
Last
totally
year,
different.
this is all uncharted water, so we weren't sure, since the budget's not really approved by the council. I mean, it's given to the council, but it's not approved by the council, it's approved by the redevelopment commission. And the budget cycle is different because the council, the city budget has to be uploaded by the end of October. This one's not due till December. I mean, they're
It's just different.
unrelated, but
It's kind of like an enterprise account.
And
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about, because actually I had a couple meetings with them. And I think it's a great program. It's going to help the school tremendously. It's going to give a lot of opportunities. Very similar to what they do up in Lafayette, where Jensen went to be a director. With that said, I'm not opposed to that, but I think myself personally, the redevelopment commission, the downtown, I mean, I know the council talked about start getting that ball rolling. And I think I envision us being, helping the city getting that going.
there's already money set aside in the budget for the school. It's
I'm not
dedicated
saying that, what I'm saying is if I had a choice between spending X amount of dollars here or X amount of dollars here, myself personally, I'd rather spend here. And the biggest reason is because I know there's other avenues on this part. Duke Energy, Subaru, the unions, the operators union, the electric unions. On that part, they have opportunities. The opportunity for the city of Attica to promote itself in that downtown, it's a lot narrower.
Well, I'll tell you what, I think the city of Attica has gone above and beyond in promoting that.
Oh, I'm not
And
saying,
I think this money could only be used.
Right.
Only used for the school. It couldn't be spent downtown. This one for the educational, that would go back to the school. It can only go back.
oh,
to the schools.
I didn't hear you say it was
Yeah.
the educational portion.
Yeah,
Yes.
I missed that. I'm
That's
sorry.
all. That's all.
Yeah. Oh,
We wouldn't take
okay.
any other.
I didn't hear
money
the
from that.
educational. Can't remember. I'm getting old.
I know it,
Cindy.
Tim.
Well, and we just, we just signed the
Yeah.
IDC contract, so 2 million for the WEGA building, 4 million for that market. That's huge.
That's great.
Wonderful.
And Sharon,
That is
that's great.
wonderful.
Well, it's not just me, it's the board, but it's, it's been a long road to get there.
And I've said this all along, and a lot of people don't understand it, that when you're developing, it doesn't happen overnight. It's
As well, it's when it's grant money too. It doesn't happen overnight.
um,
It involves the state. It never happens overnight.
Sometimes it never happens.
Exactly.
Well, and I think sometimes if we have the ability to provide some stability,
Yeah.
where the city of Attica can help provide some stability for our school,
Yeah,
which I think is instrumental in maintaining a city.
Agreed.
I misunderstood what you said. I missed that. If it's set aside specific for education, I'm 100% for it.
Well, and I can share with you when I meet with them, what they say and what their ideas are.
Yeah.
But I think it just would,
It correlates, yeah.
It's great.
I was thinking about Jeff and them guys partying out there.
You're just mad you weren't invited.
okay, does anybody
He will
have
be.
anything
Yeah, I
else
would be.
that they need to bring up?
No.
Anything? Okay, our next meeting will be, what, June 1st? No,
Not for this, for the.
June
steering.
8th. June 8th,
Yeah, June 8th.
Okay.
5 o'clock.
Oh, yes.
Good chance I'm gonna miss that one. I'm probably gonna be in Utah.
What? When are you going to Utah?
Well, that's where my grandchildren are and my,
Well, I'm going the Monday before.
Oh, God.
You want to ride out with me?
My buddy.
Selma and Louise.
I'm flying for sure.
June 8th, is that it then? Are we gonna go ahead and keep that, or
The what?
June 8th is the next meeting? We gonna keep that then, or?
Yeah.
Yes, I think it's,
I'll just read the minutes and stuff.
Are we still on?
I'm sorry, yes, we are. I'm waiting on a motion to adjourn.
I made that motion.
Second.
okay.
Who seconded
adjourned.
it?
Sharon. So we'll see you at 5 o'clock on June 8th.
Okay.
Thank you.
We're not live now.
We're in.
So, do